Our next guest needs no introduction, but I suppose we give him one anyway.
Kind of should. It's our jobs, isn't it? He's made us laugh on Little Britain, gasp on Britain's Got Talent, and love to read again with an abundance of best-selling books.
Good morning. It is David Walliams. Great to have you on the show. Good morning, David.
Good morning.
Listen,
you can see my very colourful glassware.
It's wonderful, yeah, very nice. It looks like you obviously...
What does it say about me? That's the thing.
Well, that they weren't being used last night, so that's a good thing. I mean, when we were doing a bit of research for this, all everybody was talking about was how you're on holidays with Elton John and Liz Hurley not too long ago, and then you have to get up nice early and talk to us. Sorry.
Well, I know you had Elton John on earlier. Yeah, I was on holiday with them. I was very lucky. I've been friends with Elton for a long time, and you know, if you're good enough friends, you get invited to go and stay with him in France. It's nice. I don't think you guys would like it, but it is an amazing holiday, and his sons get on very well with my son, so it all works out rather well.
Perfect.
I don't think of Elton John on kind of a family holiday. I do think of debauchery and tantrums and tiaras.
It wasn't Pontins. It was his house in south of France with David as well. It was great. He's just a really fun guy to spend time with. And, you know, obviously you have to kind of stop thinking, oh, my God, it's Elton John. You just have to relax. And, you know, he's just a person like anyone else, isn't he? Just happens to be a very talented one. But
you do spend so much of your time behind people who sell millions upon millions of newspapers and magazine columns, and they're clickbait everywhere, you know, sitting beside Simon Cowell for 10 years on Britain's Got Talent. And the relationship that you have created, the one that we all want to know if you're going to be friends or if you're going to fight with each other on whatever episode, did that just come very naturally?
Well, it did, because he actually infuriated me from the first day we worked together, because he's got this thing. I'm always like on time. You know, if someone tells me to be somewhere at a certain time, I'll just be there. But he likes to arrive about 5 hours late, so it really winds you up. And also, I suppose I just had the kind of guts to disagree with him about stuff, and people like that. And, you know, people come up to me in the street and they will say, oh, keep on giving Simon Cowell a hard time. People seem to really enjoy it. But it is natural. I said we're like brothers, you know, brothers who sort of love each other and hate each other at the same time. He said once to me, you're only happy when I'm unhappy, and I'm only happy when you're unhappy.
That sounds like a sibling rivalry. Right?
He said, who do you think's more handsome, my son or your son? I went, well, my son, obviously. But I said, the good thing is you're so rich you can pay for your son to have plastic surgery.
Oh, my God.
That didn't go down well.
Bringing the children into it, my God.
But I'm sure he will one day.
Oh,
like father, like son.
I was going to say like father, like son. I mean, what, like, Britain's Got Talent, how long has it gone now? 10 years you must be on it.
David's been on 10, yeah.
Surely.
It's been going for 93 years.
Surely there's no more talent left.
Well, great. Let's just have the untalented people. So much better, so much more entertaining. Well, you know, there's new people all the time, isn't there? There's new people and younger people who've come up watching the show. There's people who've maybe resisted being on it for a long time, who are, you know, like sort of seasoned performers, but never had that big break. And they see others doing well on it and they come onto it. And also I feel like, you know, we've had some kind of cooler winners recently. You know, we used to have a certain type of entertainer on it, sometimes a bit more old-fashioned. But now we've got sort of a lot of cool young people. So the show's been going great, and we're doing a magic special quite soon, I think, for Christmas. So yeah, I love doing it, and it's an easy job because you just have to turn up and react.
Yeah.
You know, normally when you're doing something, you know, like acting or something, you have to learn the lines and rehearse and all that. But this, there is no rehearsal, there is no preparation.
Yeah.
You turn up and just react, and that's all they want you to do.
Great.
I wonder if on the magic version leading up to Christmas, you can have someone who'll magically teach, you know, TV presenters how to cue. Is that something that could happen?
What is it about Britain and queuing? Like, why is it such a massive deal?
We're looking
on it. We're very good at it, and we love it. And yeah, I think it's good. I always like that we, you know, when you go abroad, well, do Irish people like queuing, or is it just
No.
just British?
Well, I think
No.
we do, but
No.
maybe not to the level. Like, I mean, this is a pretty big storm.
The Phil and Holly thing, we're fascinated looking at how big this is getting every day. When I don't know, I don't think we're not great at queuing over here, no.
I kind of think, I thought storm in a teacup, I kind of think, it's just silly, but this is the way the world works, isn't it? You sort of need, people need stories. But of all the stories to come from last week, to think that this is given airtime, I think is a bit crazy.
Mad.
Absolutely,
You know what I mean?
absolutely.
The whole world watching this incredible funeral, this incredible, moment where we all got to sort of celebrate this person who's,
Yeah.
been there
And to
whole life. It feels like much bigger things are going on in the world.
I'm into that. I mean, to think that's front page of the paper again still. I mean, listen, let's talk about another big story. Of course, it is your new book that is out on Thursday.
Not quite as big a story.
They'll
but
be
thank you
queuing up
saying.
for it. They'll be queuing up for it.
Oh, it looks good, doesn't it? The illustrations are fantastic. Yeah, so this book it's set in 1960s in America in the space race. And it's about an alien crash landing on this little girl's farm. And then they kind of have to go on the run and have an adventure. But there's a big twist in the story as well. Things are not what you may think at the start. And people who've read it already have said they didn't see the twist coming. So I'm quite excited to see how kids are going to react. So
Nice.
I'm excited. I'm just going to get I had a sort of copy last week, one copy last week. I gave it to my son. He always gets the first one. And it's going to be out in the shops on Thursday. So I'm excited. It's always fun to put something new out there, and you work away on something on your own for months and months and months, and then finally kids are going to get their hands on it. But people will tweet me on Thursday afternoon, go, "I've read the book. When's the next one out?"
Yeah.
Give me a chance.
And that person will be a 42-year-old, because you hit this sweet spot of, like the Roald Dahls of old, where it's for adults and it's for children. Like
I hope so.
You all
I hope so, because I mean, as a parent, my son's 9, and obviously to some extent, when you're a parent, you sort of get to choose a bit what your child's going to watch, to some extent what they're going to read, all those kind of things. And so you tend to pick things that you're going to enjoy as well. And so I'm quite glad, like my son has just got into The Simpsons. And I was like, oh, great, because I actually love The Simpsons. And we can watch it together with Scooby-Doo for about 7 years. And now it's The Simpsons. The Simpsons is probably, for grown-ups, got a bit more to it. And so, I designed the books that way, to have like themes that you can take away, to have some humor that hopefully crosses generations. And also, I think some of the best children's books, you mentioned Roald Dahl, he's certainly my hero. I'd never compare myself. But one thing I learned from reading his books was they always felt a bit naughty, a little bit forbidden, and a bit like the kind of books you'd read under the mattress with a torch. And I think children's books should have that quality. And in a world where, there's so many other things children could be doing than reading a book has really got to feel exciting to that kid. It shouldn't be like a chore to read it. It should be a pleasure to read it. And that's what I'm always aiming for in my books. I want to write books that children just want to read themselves, and hopefully make them sort of fall in love with reading. And then I guess they're going to read lots of other things. But I think they're a fun starting point. Well, and in this book, it's full of, I don't know if you have a copy yet, but it's really packed with illustrations. Like, I hate there to be any page where there isn't something exciting happening. Because when I was a kid and I went to the library and picked books to read, I'd flick through, look at the pictures. And if there were no pictures, or the pictures didn't look very exciting, I wouldn't get the book out of the library.
That's what I still do.
I don't know. The pictures have got to be exciting too, and they're brilliant by Adam Stower. So
that's amazing. I can't wait.
I'm really proud of it. I think it looks fantastic as well. That is a great
really
cover.
does.
I can't wait until my kids are reading these books and watching The Simpsons. For now, I have to watch the Teletubbies, which of course you're in as well. So that's what I'm stuck with.
So your child's 29. That's old.
David Walliams, listen, thank you so much for talking to us this morning. And your new book, Space Boy, is out this Thursday.
Thank you, guys.